Hello, I'm Atujama and you're watching HornbillTV's Prime at 9. Now headlines. Delhi court has rejected the bail plea for Niraj Bishnoi, the alleged creator of the Bully Bhai app, observing that various women journalists of a particular community have been targeted by the accused person. The court observed that the allegations against the applicant accused are serious in nature. Fresh plea has been filed in the Supreme Court on the alleged use of Israeli spyware Pegasus, seeking that the court take cognizance of New York Times report on it and order probe into the 2017 defense deal with Israel. The plea filed by advocate ML Sharma said the deal was not approved by Parliament and therefore needs to be cancelled and money be recovered. The Election Commission of India will meet on Monday to assess the COVID-19 situation in the 5 polling-going states and decide on whether to continue the ban on physical rallies. Soon after the Bharatiya Janata Party released its candidates for the 60 seats for the Manipur Assembly polls, party supporters burned effigies of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister Biren Singh and shouted slogans as many were left disappointed. Party offices were ransacked in various parts of the state and protesters gathered in several areas with placards. Delhi court has rejected the bail plea of Niraj Bishnoi, the alleged creator of the Bully Bhai app, observing that various women journalists of a particular community have been targeted by the accused person to be abused and insulted on a public platform, which is certainly going to have an adverse impact upon the communal harmony. Additional Session Judge Dharmendra Rana dismissed the bail plea of Niraj Bishnoi and said, considering the nature of the crime, the seriousness of allegations and nascent stage of the investigation, I do not find any merits in the application at hand and the same is accordingly dismissed. The court noted in the case at hand, around 100 women journalists of a particular community have been targeted by the accused persons to be abused and insulted on a public platform. The court also noted that the sardonic conduct of applicant or accused Bishnoi in targeting women journalists of a particular community using offensive monikers with derogatory communal overtones on social platforms is not only an offence against the essence of womanhood, but also an act designed to enrage passion, cause ill will amongst communities and disturbed communal harmony. The court observed that the allegations against the applicant or accused are serious in nature. Bishnoi, a 21-year-old engineering student who is said to be the main conspirator and creator of the Bully Bhai app on GitHub and the main Twitter account holder of the app, was arrested by Delhi Police Special Cell's Intelligence Fusion and Strategic Operations Unit from Assam's Johar on January 5, 2022. An engineering student from Bengaluru, a young girl from Uttarakhand and one of her friends have also been arrested by the Mumbai police in connection with the Bully Bhai app case. Fresh plea has been filed in the Supreme Court on the alleged use of Israeli spyware Pegasus, seeking that the court take cognizance of New York Times report on it and order probe into the 2017 defense deal with Israel. The media report claiming India bought Pegasus spyware as part of the $2 billion defense deal with Israel in 2017 has triggered a major controversy, with the opposition alleging that the government indulged in illegal snooping that amounted to treason. The plea filed by advocate ML Sharma, who is one of the original petitioners in the case before the top court, said the deal was not approved by Parliament and therefore needs to be cancelled and money be recovered. He urged the top court to issue suitable directions for registering a criminal case and to investigate the impunged Pegasus spyware purchase deal and alleged misuse of public funds in the interest of justice. The media report has said Pegasus and a missile system were the centerpieces of a roughly estimated $2 billion deal of sophisticated weapons and intelligence gear between India and Israel in 2017. October 27 last year, the top court had appointed a 3-member panel of cyber experts to probe the alleged use of Pegasus for surveillance of certain people in India, saying the state cannot get free pass every time the spectre of national security is raised, and it cannot be the bugbear that the judiciary shies away from. In one of the significant verdicts in recent times over the issue of citizens' right to privacy, a bench headed by the Justice Chief N. Ramana had said that mere invocation of national security by the state cannot render the judiciary a mute spectator, and asserted that indiscriminate spying on individuals in a democratic country cannot be allowed. The Election Commission of India will meet on Monday to assess the COVID-19 situation in the 5 poll-going states and decide on whether to continue the ban on physical rallies. The Commission may also decide on whether fresh relaxations can be extended to political parties and candidates in holding physical campaigning events. Citing the rise in COVID-19 case, the poll panel had imposed a ban on physical rallies and road shows when it announced the poll schedule for Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Goa, Punjab and Manipur on January 8. During its last meeting on January 22nd, it had extended the ban on physical rallies and road shows till January 31st in the 5 states, but had allowed public meetings with a maximum of 500 people in the constituencies going to polls in the first 2 phases and relaxed door-to-door campaign rules. The Commission has been reviewing the situation regularly and has been granting relaxations to ensure that the virus does not spread and parties get an opportunity to hold physical campaigning in the restricted format. More than a dozen defectors from the Congress and other political parties have been accommodated in the list of 60 candidates announced by the BJP on Sunday for the Manipur Assembly elections. The polls in the northeastern state are scheduled in 2 phases, February 27 and March 3. The list is topped by Chief Minister Nongtompam Biren, fielded from his pocket Hyangang seat, Speaker Yumnam Kemchand, and Senior Minister Tongam Biswajit. Declaring the list in New Delhi, Union Minister and Manipur election in charge Bhupendra Yadav claimed the BJP will retain power with more than 2/3 majority. Among the 60 candidates are 3 former IAS officers, Tinganglong Kangme from Nungba Yangkom, Surachandra from Kakching and Rakumai Singh from Uripok. Surachandra had won the 2017 polls on the Congress ticket. Supporters of many BJP aspirants who missed the bus vandalized party offices and set party flags on fire in various parts of Manipur soon after the list was declared. There were reports of violence in some areas of Imphal West, Tamenglong and some other districts. The state BJP headquarters had been turned into a fortress on Sunday in apprehension of attacks by those denied the ticket. Police commandos and personnel of paramilitary forces had been deployed around the party office and the area was cordoned off. The state police also strengthened security at the house of state BJP President A. Sharda, BJP ministers and MLAs. Soon after the Bharatiya Janata Party released its candidates for the all 60 seats for the Manipur Assembly polls, party supporters burned effigies of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and shouted slogans as many were left disappointed. Party offices were ransacked in various parts of the state and protesters gathered in several areas with placards. Security has been stepped up around the BJP headquarters in Imphal. Several leaders have resigned, though the exact number remained unclear, reports said. According to a report, most of the disgruntled leaders were those who were not selected to accommodate defectors from the Congress. At least 10 former Congress leaders who joined the BJP were given tickets as the BJP announced it would contest all 60 seats in the Manipur Assembly elections, releasing a list of its candidates. The Manipur Assembly polls will be held in 2 phases. In the first phase, polling will be held on February 27 in 38 Assembly seats, and in second phase, polling will be held on March 3 in 22 Assembly constituencies. In the 2017 Assembly election, the BJP had won 21 seats, but it formed the government with the help of smaller parties and independent MLAs. The Congress had then emerged as the single largest party with 28 seats, but failed to form the government. In the last month, HornbillTV had covered the Palijan C. Khan Basti eviction drive, and now even after the Khan Basti village Panchayat had said that the Guwahati High Court had put a stay order on the eviction, today the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council's Land Revenue Department along with police officials continued with the eviction drive. The Honorable Guwahati High Court had put an interim stay order and had asked the authorities to stop with the eviction drive until February 2nd verdict. Even with the intervention of the Guwahati High Court, the KAAC carried on with the eviction drive. Let's have a look at the ground report with our reporter Adona.
Balijan C. Khan Basti de Aina se to era jakali itu Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council Gambra itu eviction drive jaule itu date 18 or 28 physical verification kurigana aji yare Autonomous Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council kan itu security force kan ke loigena aji eviction jai ase to moila pichine moi cameraman ke bi dikhai diu koribo itia abra suru kurigena itu gor kan to banga suru hoise kintu mogan yate side phale yate aigena yate Balijan laga busti laga members kan yate khara kurigena itu protest kuri ase kile mane ta kan itu koi ase ki itu High Court Guwahati High Court bra itu ta kan itu eviction drive to February 2nd na huata court verdict na hatak itu eviction drive to jaule na paribo khoigina High Court prabi itu khoi ase kintu itu itia Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council kantu itu High Court laga verdict na ruki kana ta kan itia ja dikhi pai ase to itia yede mogala moila piche de dikhanis na itu Balijan C. Khan laga busti kan yede aigna placards bi ragagina High Court laga verdict bi itu respect kuru lage aro itu eviction drive to jawo na paribo khoigina itu takan itia rasta bond kurigina sab Balijan busti kan yede aigna sob bara kuri ase to moi cameraman ke alop itu yede banner itu takan placards kan lagai gina itu High Court laga verdict ke bi rukhibo lage koi ase kile mane itu eviction drive to Guwahati High Court prabi koina ase ki February 2nd tak itu court la verdict tak tu itu la age de itu eviction drive to jawole na parwo khoi ase kintu ita mogan dikhanis na yate aji iku announcement iku pre information bi na dikna itu achanak itu Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council kandu yate aigna eviction to drive jai ase to age de ita JCB dosta upor adigna itu eviction to drive ase ulibi yate mogan dikhanis na yate Balijan C. Khan bosti kandu yate aigna itu protest kuri ase itu eviction drive to jaule na dibo khoigina
Mukhang free bravo ano ito ite. Kon ba sina kamay kina buhay ito. No bo.
इतिहास है तय खन काली राती चे मार्किंग कुरके ना इसे अपने लगा माची तो कोर्ट से तो खन तो न भांगमो इतिया कोर्ट कुरिया से इतिया को निश्चित बाहर ते आमी लगा घर सामने ते हाई कोर्ट लेकी से और आमी लगा माती भीतर ते बेलेग जगह तो सब भांग दिया से इतु की लगा कानून आमी खान कोर्ट कुरा तो इतु मजे ते इतु इमान डांगुर माती भीतर तो आमी तो केस कुरिया से तो एक ता घर चरी के ना बाकी आमा लगा माती अंदर भीतर थका तो सब भांगी दिया से इट इज नॉट अ जस्टिस होय होय इतिया तो भांगी थका तो इतो हाई कोर्ट আছে याते तो बाहर तो हाई कोर्ट कोई के नहीं लिखी के ना से याते पीछे लगा तो सब भांगा खत्म कर दिसे इट इज नॉट अ जस्टिस इतो आमी कान कोसे दे शुड adhere the order of the court they should adhere the order of the court নহলে তো তাই কান কোর্ট কি দিছে তো আমি কান করে আছে কই হলে বি কাম তো হলে তো উল্টা করে আছে আই থিংক দিস ইজ কমপ্লিটলি রং we should respect the law, and then they should adhere the order of the court. That is what I mean.
eviction itu ja laga to itu ami khan supreme court te case kurge na ase case kurge na thaka hesa pura kali case khan ahi ke na ami khan ge lok kurse ami khan kun tu court te case ase itu laga mati tu nochibo koi ke na enega hoise kole ami khan bi cooperation dibo kile mane ami khan hota yati Karbi 40-50 years pra yati bohi ke na ase itu pra ami khan bi cooperation dibo ki logo thaibo enya kurge na ami khan kali rati fasla kurge na jaise itu bachate tai khan ahi ke na ekta plot te ami laga plot against pra case kurge na ase to kali tu itu nochbo koi ke na aja ahi ke na ami laga rom kun ta ase ami laga chuka kun ase tu choi ke na extra gor thaga khan tu bang gya itu hesa pra ami khan tati pra misunderstanding kura ase itia tak ami khan para tak tu samjha ase para tak ami khan bi to duita state laga ase je tu je aro itu bridge ase yati phale Nagaland ho jaise ami khan hota yati thagi bola ase yati pra by chance yati pra hibo yati pra hike no problem create kurse gole ami khan bi digdar hobo itu karni paratak to ami khan to both side piece kurge na mila ke na tai khan ge bi request kura ase kali ki kotha kurse itu hesa pra kurbe apne khan bi vote ami khan ge dise court laga verdict rukhibo koi ke na tai khan koi ke na jaise itu hesa pra stick kurbe dutar te itu ekta result ahibo iman tak rukhibi ko to kali to okay kurge na itia to aji morning itu ha pra tai khan accept kurse kali rati na itu dak number kun ta se to high court te thaga khan to kun ke bi nochbo koi gera ami laga plot te pasta choita gor ase to high court laga ami laga plot under te ami HC leke ne jaise na leke na ase to hole bi tati kun to ami rom bha ase ami laga chuka na tai khan itu hoy gena ami laga kombon di dosa gor thakse kole
kali rati kotha hoy gena
itia itu jamla kura pra ami khan karbor ula ase
তো এইটো আছে আজিলা গ্ৰাউণ্ড ৰিপৰ্ট এইটো ইয়াতে বস্তি মানুহ বালিজান চি কান লগা চেয়াৰমেন আৰু ইয়াতে পাব্লিক কান পৰা কোৱা হিচাপ এইটো তাকান এতিয়া গুৱাহাটী হাইকোৰ্টে এইটো ফাইলটো কেছ যাই আছে কিন্তু এইটো কাৰ্বি আংলং অট'নমাছ কাউন্সিল কানটো এইটো গুৱাহাটী হাইকোৰ্ট লগা এইটো ভাৰ্ডিক নাহাগেতে এইটো বাইপাছ কৰি কিনা এতিয়া জবৰদস্ত ইয়াতে কোন কান ইয়াতে লেণ্ড অনাৰ্ছ কান ইয়াতে গুৱাহাটী হাইকোৰ্টে পেটিশ্যন কেছ ফাইল কৰি আছে এইটো লগা ওপৰ কান দিবি এইটো গড়ে আহি কিনা এতিয়া এইটো জবৰদস্ত এভিকশ্যন যাই আছে এইটো আছে জিলা গ্ৰাউণ্ড ৰিপৰ্ট মই আদনা হেৰি উইথ কেমেৰা পাৰ্চন চেইভিলে ফৰ হৰ্ণবিল টিভি বালিজান
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the 30th National Commission for Women Foundation Day program on January 31st via video conferencing, his office said. The State Commission for Women, the Department for Women and Child Development in the state governments, university and college teaching faculty, students, voluntary organizations, women entrepreneurs and business associations will be part of this event. The Prime Minister's office said in a statement on January 30. Modi will address the 30th NCW Foundation Day program at 4:30 p.m. on January 31st via video conferencing. It said the theme of the program is She the Change Maker, aimed at celebrating the achievements of women in different fields. Union Minister for Women and Child Development Smriti Irani will also be present on the occasion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today urged everyone to visit National War Memorial in Delhi. Addressing the first episode of Man Ki Baat of 2022, the Prime Minister said, "Today is the death anniversary of our revered Bapu. This day on 30 January reminds us of Bapu's teachings. Just a few days back, we celebrated Republic Day too. The tableau of the nation's valor and strength we saw at Rajpath in Delhi has filled everyone with pride and enthusiasm."
देखा होगा अब गणतंत्र दिवस समारोह 23 जनवरी यानी नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस की जन्म जयंती से शुरू होगा और 30 जनवरी तक यानी गांधी जी की पुण्यतिथि तक चलेगा। इंडिया गेट पर नेताजी की डिजिटल प्रतिमा भी स्थापित की गई है। इस बात का जिस प्रकार से देश ने स्वागत किया, देश के हर कोने से आनंद की जो लहर उठी, हर देशवासी ने जिस प्रकार की भावनाएं प्रकट की उसे हम कभी भूल नहीं सकते हैं। साथियों, आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव में देश इन प्रयासों के जरिए अपने राष्ट्रीय प्रतीकों को पुनर्प्रतिष्ठित कर रहा है।
Addressing the first episode of Mann Ki Baat of 2022, the Prime Minister on January 30 said that many important national awards were given in the country amid the celebrations of Amrit Mahotsav. Of these, the Prime Minister's National Children's Award is also part of the awards. PM Modi said these awards are given to those children who have done bold and inspirational work at a young age.
महोत्सव के इन आयोजनों के बीच देश में कई महत्वपूर्ण राष्ट्रीय पुरस्कार भी दिए गए। एक है प्रधानमंत्री राष्ट्रीय बाल पुरस्कार। ये पुरस्कार उन बच्चों को मिले जिन्होंने छोटी सी उम्र में साहसिक और प्रेरणादायी काम किए हैं। हम सबको अपने घरों में इन बच्चों के बारे में जरूर बताना चाहिए। इनसे हमारे बच्चों को भी प्रेरणा मिलेगी और उनके भीतर देश का नाम रोशन करने का उत्साह जगेगा। देश में अभी पद्म सम्मान की भी घोषणा हुई है। पद्म पुरस्कार पाने वाले में कई ऐसे नाम भी हैं जिनके बारे में बहुत कम लोग जानते हैं। ये हमारे देश के अनसंग ही।
The Pakistan-occupied Kashmir has always been a contentious issue since India's independence. POK has been under the illegitimate control of Pakistan since October 22, 1947, when tribal Lashkars supported by Pakistan invaded the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, and soon afterwards the ruler of the state acceded to India. India and Pakistan, two neighboring countries, have been embroiled in tensions over the Kashmir issue ever since. India has always maintained the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir and hence an integral part of India. The current ruling establishment headed by Bharatiya Janata Party at the centre has even said this on the floor of the House. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Aksai Chin is an integral and inseparable part of Jammu and Kashmir and India. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on August 6, 2019 said in Lok Sabha. Now another PJP Member of Parliament and Union Minister of State for Panchayati Raj, Kapil Patel, made a statement in Maharashtra which has created a stir in Pakistan. Addressing the public at an event in Kalyan near Mumbai, Kapil Patel said, "Let's see and wait, maybe by 2024 something big will happen. There's no harm in expecting that Pakistan-occupied Kashmir will become a part of India." The Minister of State further briefed how Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah are working tirelessly day and night to solve the problem of Kashmir. Election Commission has banned on conducting and publishing exit polls between 10th of February and 7th of March. The decision has been taken in view of the upcoming assembly elections in 5 states: Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Goa, Manipur and Uttarakhand. In its order, the Commission said during 7 a.m. on 10th February to 6:30 p.m. on 7th of March, the conducting of any exit poll and publishing of publicizing by means of the print or electronic media shall be prohibited. The Commission further clarified that displaying any election matter, including results of any opinion poll or any other poll survey, will be prohibited during the period of 48 hours ending with the hours fixed for conclusion of the polls in the respective polling areas. Election Commission said any person who violates the order will be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend it to 2 years jail or fine or both. West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar on January 30 hit out at West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and alleged that the constitutional duties has not been performed by her. "I have appealed to Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee that democracy survives on dialogue. We have to ensure to save democracy from violence. The constitutional duty of the Chief Minister is to give information to the Governor, but it has not been performed ever since I became the Governor," he added.
To the Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, that democracy survives on dialogue, on deliberation, on discussion. People in high constitutional positions, like the Honorable Chief Minister and myself, cannot afford to be guided by our egos or by our arrogance. We have to work in tandem, in togetherness, to serve the people at large. I wish to communicate through the media my sentiment so that we engage into a dialogue for larger welfare of the people.
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.